Oh, to go live once again. Light theme. Hello, everyone. Right, if you are watching the VOD, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. As usual, if this is your first live stream, then the first few minutes will be me getting the live stream sorted because of how I record these. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Nice to do a live stream as well. It's been a good while. Tonguestrain17, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right, I need to refresh that. And of course, this always takes a few moments. It has been a while since I've done this, so I've forgot how long it normally takes. I need that one open. I need that one open. That goes into the live streams playlist. Everything from the description in this one. Paste over. Lovely. Monetization on, because I do want to make a couple of pennies from this YouTube, please. Thank you very much. Automatically place mid-roll ads during your stream. That's just mean. Okay, let's get the stream itself up. There we go. Much better. Okay then, yep, that'll be just fine there. That's all up to date. Hang on. Quick delay test. 4-second delay. Oh, that's right. Okay then, let's ping the Discord server and let everyone know that we are live once again. I will be with you in just a... That's the wrong tab. Brick Ships 1912. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. Nice to see a couple of people make it to... let me click that. There we go. Nice to see people make it to the stream before I do the Discord ping live now. And speaking of, we have 225 people in the server as of today. Excellent. Nerf chat's going off really well. Oh yeah, that's something I can... Definite bias against Roblox themes. We will be talking about these two as well. There's plenty of things to talk about. Excellent stuff. Oh, it's going to be a good stream. Tonks Train says, you know, Lego really needs to hire you for your trains. Yeah, there's a number of people Lego could hire for their train division. But they're not going to because they just don't... Well, they want money, hence why all the sets are so expensive. But they clearly don't care for railway quality products. Oh, well. Okay then, let's give it a moment to kick in because we have a lot of things to discuss and talk about, both with Nerf stuff, Lego stuff, and some personal life updates I wish to share with you here today. So how are we all doing? It is Sunday evening. It is May tomorrow, which is quite exciting because we will be soon entering summer properly. And it has been a bit warm these past few days. Like over the weekend, yesterday it got up to 17 degrees. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Nice to have some. Well, it was kind of bright on and off, but yeah, it's nice to have some warmth back. Here in merry old England, the British stereotype rain has not gone away. So it really is nice to, you know, have some sunlight. Okay then, so we do have a good couple of people here already. So I'm going to kick things off with another question. Thomas Trains, have you built many Thomas characters lately? No, and that is for a good reason. So during the last few, well, from the mid-January to the end of January, I built the last batch of Thomas characters, which is Mavis, Arthur, Fergus, Daisy, you know, that bunch of characters. And that was it. That's the last lot of characters I'm going to build. There are more characters I technically could build, but the reason why I've stopped is because I now have 2 full boxes dedicated to storing the Thomas characters. I don't want to go any further. Like there is such a thing as too much, and think for me that'll do. There's like 36 models, I think it was. It was a little bit under 40 in terms of Thomas characters I have as a whole now. That will honestly do just fine. Some of them, again, definitely do need a rebuild, but that's for just when I can be bothered. I am slowly kind of leaning away from Lego trains, but we will get to that later in the live stream. So sadly, I will not be building anymore. Should we just go into that now? Yeah, let's go into that now. So, in terms of Lego stuff that is going on, I have been building some things. That's Mexican Rail Fan. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. I didn't realize that was your name on YouTube. Why did you change it? It took me a second to clock. Oh, yeah, that's you. And Josh, hello, you have arrived indeed. Thank you very much for tuning in. Nathan the Jets, hello, thank you very much for tuning in. A bit back. Fair enough. It's only now I've noticed, so again, fair enough. Lots of people tuning in, lots of people. This is the fun part. Lots of people saying hello. That it fits better. Yeah, I mean, if you feel it does, then fair enough. You go for it. Hello as well. Hello, hello. Right, let's kick in now that everyone is here. So good to do a live stream. So the last live stream I did was on April 1st, the first day of the month. And this one, the next one, is on the last day of the month. Quite amusing to say that out loud. So let's have a discussion about some Lego stuff to begin with. So I have been building some stuff recently with Lego, very fun. Some good, some bad, and I'm definitely going to be showing things off here as well. But I think I'm actually going to put that on hold for just a second because I do want to share a personal life update. This is a good thing. This is all positive, and we are moving in the right direction for the next stage of my personal life. So this won't be too revealing of things, but for the past 7 weeks, I have been working 2 different part-time jobs. So if anybody remembers seeing the community post I made a while back, or basically 7-8 weeks ago, saying I'm now entering a new stage of my life, YouTube is going to be slowing down drastically, and it has. I haven't really. How many videos have I put out since then, including the YouTube shorts? I got 1, maybe 2 live streams done in that time. But where I was able to do 2 or 3 videos a week, it just halted. So the comic. So basically, the last one before the grand change was the Thomas Characters mock collection. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shorts in that time. Well, they're short, so they were easy things to do. 2 vlogs from Lego shows, one of them being Comic Con, but still, and a Nerf Blaster video in between, which was very fun. So there really isn't that much going on in that sort of period because I've been spending almost the entirety of my day working. I would have the weekend to myself, which is very fun, but like from waking up at 6:30 a.m. to going to bed at 11 p.m., I would only ever really have 2.5 hours in the day to myself. Next week is the last week of me working my evening shift job. So I will, after next week, have my evenings back, which means I can get on with recording videos, I can get on with building more Lego trains and other Lego models, I can get on with some more Nerf fun, I can just have that time back to myself. And that is very exciting for me because I'm now working a new job which I'm much more happy with. I am now entering a new stage of my life where I am working somewhere which is just infinitely better than the previous place. And it's going to be positive all around going forward because it really is quite something. And in turn, of course, this does mean there's potential for more YouTube videos to come out. So given the minimalistic amount of content I've put out in the past 7 weeks, that should hopefully now no longer be a thing. There shouldn't really be that much of a drought. And we now move back to getting on with more content. I've already got Brick Railway Builders Podcast episode 10 coming out in hopefully 2 weeks today. The video I posted to Flickr, I'm going to put that onto YouTube as well, just to help boost the performance. 2 shorts, a Lego Mock Showcase video, potentially, well, actually, no, I can't say that about the Nerf stuff because that's not out yet, but we'll talk about later. A Lego compatible train set review, which is very interesting, but that is on its way in due course. And yeah, straight away, there's a lot of stuff on the way, so the next few weeks will be quite interesting. So yeah, nice to be able to get back on to doing things like this. Okay, hello, thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Tonks Trains asks, quick question. Thomas characters in your collection, or which Thomas characters in your collection would you rebuild? Henry and Gordon. All the other ones, I think, are fine. Some of them definitely show their age, but Thomas was the very first character I built. Then I built Gordon. Then I built Edward, James, and Henry. Gordon and well, I can't quite do that with my fingers. You know, when you bend these two fingers and those two kind of stay up, I can't do that. But Gordon and Henry really show their age. In time, I have to rebuild them, and I've been going on about this forever. But given the personal life update I mentioned just now, I'm going to have more free time where I can actually dedicate myself to doing that. And it's going to be very fun to do that because I do have plenty of ideas in mind. So, yeah, it will be sometime within the next few months, I think, because it'll be good to get that out of the way. And Lego train stuff is kind of on the decline. So, that's a good segue into Lego stuff as a whole. So, first of all, if you've been following my socials, I have built a certain something recently, which I have right next to me, which I will be showing on stream here in just a moment. And it's nice to kind of step back from building a whole lot of railway stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, it would be a good idea to focus on Lego Railway stuff still. Obviously, my layout is not 100% finished. I still need to build the narrow gauge loop, but again, a certain bulk order has not yet arrived, so I can't touch that until that order actually appears. I think to pull in the views is more rail fanning. Well, the problem is I'm not actually that big of a rail fan. I'm not hardcore into trains. I like how they look, and I'm good at building them out of Lego. That's always been the case. I don't think I've said that too often, but I'm not gonna follow the direction that certain other channels have gone, where it's lots of railway stuff, because that's not really my sort of thing. But anyways, coming back to this, I will be getting on with more Lego Railway stuff, of course, but I will be focusing on some other Lego projects I want to build. So I think actually that one can, yeah, that can stay there. I can't really be bothered with that one. But other projects, like these two items I'm going to show you now, will definitely be on the way. But first of all, I want to quickly get this sort of rant out of the way in relation to Lego trains. So I bought, at the start of April, a bunch of bearing wheels from HA Bricks. They finally had enough of these in stock. They sell these as packs of 4, which is what this bag is here. And I bought 9 of these for my Coronation Express. Turns out I only needed 8, but it was good that I had an extra pack. Now, I've posted in a couple of, well, mainly the club group chat, but this has not done me any favors. It was very exciting to get these and install these, but I did a quick run at the previous Lego show I did about, yeah, it was last weekend. And I did some further testing with all the other coaches that I didn't use at the show here today. So after a little over an hour of running, all but, I think it was 6, I think I counted 6 or 7 of the wheel bearing pairs that completely went stiff. So if I take one of these out, so you can see this is what it looks like. How do I, there we go. So it's these the version I got has 1x2 bricks with the double hole, and it's set in a way where this would be a 3 stud long or 3 stud wide connection, basically. And whilst there's still plenty of free movement here, when this was applied to the base units of my wheel bogey, again, I can't demonstrate it here because this isn't perfectly flush, but originally I could spin the wheels and the wheels would spin freely for about 15 seconds. Excellent, amazing performance. After they were running for about an hour, again, not that long, it's only an hour, but it was an hour of constant running. Had to recharge the batteries as well, which was quite funny because I forgot, oh yeah, you know, I am running this for an hour, the batteries are going to be quite drained, I'll just put it back in the box. So after an hour of using these, an hour of running, I'll put these back onto the, well, not so much put them back as they were taken off, but I'll pick up the coach, turn it around, and then spin them. I would be lucky if these would spin for 3 seconds. Some of them would only spin when you nudge them. So as soon as my finger was no longer connected to the wheel, straight up stiff, horrible. London Bridge Bricks. Hey Luke, just saw you streaming and want to say a quick hello. Oh, London Bridge Bricks. You know, I'm so glad you tuned in because a moment ago I said I gave a little personal life update where I'm basically going to have my evenings back. My job where I'm working evenings will be coming to an end after next week. So my Friday evenings will be free again. So there is a lot of potential and opportunity for me to join you once again for your London Bridge Bricks not podcast, sorry, live streams. Yeah, I'm actually really glad that you came along and said hello because you reminded me, oh yeah, this is another thing I can come back to doing because it was so much fun being on your stream. So yeah, after next week, I'm gonna have to get in touch with you and get back. Yes, absolutely, definitely have to get you back on. Oh yes, that's so good. Thanks again for coming along, man. That was a cool, excellent reminder. Yeah. Oh, and I've got so many cool things to show you. Right, speaking of showing you, so yeah, long story short with the wheel bearings, they are right. I've tried lubricating them. I tried to realign the bearings. Terrible. Sodom. Speaking of, let's get on with. Oh, glad I could say hello. Have a top day off tomorrow. Give the stream a thumbs up, peeps. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, see you later. Thanks for coming along, man. Good to see you again. So let's talk about some of the Lego stuff I have been building. So first of all, ta-da! It's a Wii remote. Luke on another show is like Gordon Goes Foreign. Now, I have appeared on London Calling twice. It was a very fun experience, and he does his show every Friday. If you haven't seen it, I strongly encourage you to go have a look because it is a lot of fun. Back to this, I built a Lego Wii remote. It's nice to just build something, it's a whatever sort of build. So the reason why this came into being is because my Lego user group, it hosts a monthly competition within its members. And for the month of April, the theme was video games. Everyone had a small video game diorama, and I was the only person who submitted something that wasn't that. It was a controller. And I built this for the competition, but afterwards I thought, you know what? I actually really like this little build. I've actually put some care and thought into it because you can see all the buttons are there. There's the sound emitter, the lights that represent what player you are. The B button on the back sits on a hinge, so it can slightly move, and it does have some upside down building, where you can see the sort of cheese wedges along here are also on the back. So there's a. Can you kind of see it? You can well, that seam in the middle there. That's not flush because that's the bottom of two different bricks kind of pressed against each other due to some upside down building methods inside the remote. Yeah, a bit of Wii remote. It's very, very fun. It's simple, small things like this where I build it and go, I've got to keep this. Yes, it was built for one specific purpose, but I don't want to destroy this. This was a lot of fun to build. So yeah, that's one thing I've built. That Wii remote mock reminds me when I got the Lego Atari sets a while ago. I just never showed it to you. Oh, you got okay, fair enough. That yeah, you never mentioned you even got it before today. Fair enough. Okay, one more Lego thing to showcase, and I'm going to move the Wii remotes unbox as well. So, if you are following me on Instagram or on Flickr, or if you have been in the Discord server recently, you will have seen what is without a doubt the single greatest Lego creation ever. Before we do that, quick question from Nathan the Jet. What Lego train do you want to build next? This is interesting because I do want to build one last Lego train, an all in maximum detail model, and I want it to be a Great Western pannier tank. Now, I recently saw a model review for the Great Western 16XX, which is, again, a pannier tank. But there was a couple of proportion changes that made me think, that looks gorgeous. So a 16XX might be the way forward. So yeah, a Great Western pannier tank is what I'm going to make. Originally, I was going to use my model of Duck and just upgrade that, which I might still do. but a proper real life pannier with all the lining and all the extra detail. That's what I want to build. So yeah, that of course with the Gordon and Henry mock rebuilds. I think it'll be good to try and get them all done at the same time, like back to back, because that will help keep the motivation going to want to make them. So yes, going back to this wonderful thing is, am I going to have enough space? Well, you're going to see it anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, the best thing I've ever built out of Lego, and it's not a train. Look at this. Yes, this is a full size with a strap piece on both ends. It is the boyhood dream come true. Oh, good lord. There we go, fold that back up. Ah, the WWE Heavyweight Championship of the World. Now, I have recorded the showcase video for this today, and I've also made a YouTube short to help promote this. Not everyone is going to see this live stream, so it's good to get some more content of this particular model. I'm a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling for over 15 years, and this came together just so well. So I built this yesterday, and last night before finally going to bed, about, I don't know, 11:30, I amended some of the plate designs where, well, the side plates in particular got a massive upgrade. And overall just, I can't believe I made this. I made this. It's so cool. Now, when you're a kid, and if you're a wrestling fan, and you were a wrestling fan as a kid, you had a toy belt, like a $10-15 toy belt that fit you as a kid because it was kid proportions, or you made your own. Now, I was able to do both because I was kind of creative minded like that. But I remembered, oh my god, I'm actually good at building stuff out of Lego. I've got an idea on how to make the leather strap kind of fold. So let's go for it. And yeah, it's, ooh, okay, careful now. And it came together. I have a full-size wrestling belt. Oh, I love this thing so much. Oh, never mind any train I've ever built. Forget all the giants. Never mind about the Emerald Champ. Emerald Champion who? This belt right here. That is the best thing I've ever made. Very few people are going to really care for it though, because you know it's, yes, it's Lego, but it's wrestling. And as I discovered a couple of nights ago, well, last night I should say, with a couple of people in the Discord server who just don't care for wrestling. They liked the thing as a model, but they didn't care for wrestling. So yeah. What's amazing is I showed this off to a friend who was in my lug, not this lug, my local Lego user group, who is also a fan of wrestling. And I'm pretty sure he's going to try and build his own one of these in the future. And I really want to see what he does. It would be so funny if he made one of the two spinner belts, because that's going to be one hell of a challenge. But it is possible. I know it's possible. Ah, yes. So yeah, that's all the Lego stuff I have to talk about and discuss and showcase for you this evening. If you want more, then stick around in the coming days for the full videos here on YouTube. Nathan the Jet also asks, question, do you want to take one of your Lego train mocks to see the real train? That would be good, yeah. And I think the one I have set in my mind is, of course, my Princess Coronation. Now, because I live in England, it is much easier for me to go to York to the National Railway Museum. And that museum houses the final survivor of the streamlined coronation class. Now, something that a bunch of club mates have done in the past is take some of the models that they've made and go to one of the heritage railways or museums where one of the preserved survivors is located and get pictures of the model with the real life locomotive. I have yet to do that. And I, for one, would love the opportunity to do so. It's just finding the right time to actually be able to do that. So, yeah, I think if anything, it would be good for the coronation to be the one to do so, because it's my favorite locomotive model. And of course, there is one out there that still exists. So let's go for that one. Yeah. Right then, we're going to go into Nerf discussion now, because everybody here loves Nerf, doesn't they? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get rid of that thing. Yeah, fair enough. Right, so if you are a fan of Nerf, then I strongly suggest you go to my Discord server to have a look at some of the new blasters that have been coming out recently. Now, last time I talked about some Nerf blasters, they were some rubbish ones, but these two look excellent. Sadly, I'm not able to show you the pictures here on the stream because I don't have the tech set up for that, but these two look phenomenal. Elite 2.0 seems to have a really good blaster on the way called the Double Punch. It is a magazine-fed blaster, but it can take 2 magazines at the same time. Excellent. Semi-automatic, it's supposedly not fully automatic, which is a real shame because when are we ever going to get a full auto blaster again? It's not a difficult thing to do. It really isn't. Come on, Nerf. But because it has 2 mag wheels, it has 2 barrels, and supposedly it's going to be a fast-firing blaster. But the idea of this, or the gimmick, so to say, is that it has 2 barrels, and they kind of alternate with every shot fired. Very interesting. It does look good. The blaster itself does look really cool. There's a good fade from the Elite 2.0 blue into the sort of lime green. Again, and there's a big old clear section where you can see some of the internals. It looks excellent. It probably will be very heavy as well, but there's no doubt that this is a cool looking blaster. Depending on the price as well, I might try and pick, well, I say that the previous semi-auto mag, well, what was it called? There was another Elite 2.0 blaster that came out that I wanted to get a hold of, but sadly I couldn't do so because it just never came to the UK, which is so frustrating because it was another blaster that I actually wanted. Where was it? Oh, that was quite a while ago. It is out now though, that's the only thing. Still scrolling, come on. Where is it? I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Coop has a review video, but too late, I'm already here, you know? We're not moving on until we get this guy. There we go. Okay, the Storm Charge, that was it. The proper Strife upgrade for Elite 2.0, not like the Phoenix from 3 years ago. So the Storm Charge never came to the UK. Bugger. I hope this new Double Punch does come to the UK, because I want one. That looks good. You know what else looks good? The second blaster here, which is the Roblox Space Lock Ray. It's a ray gun Nerf blaster. It looks hella cool. I can't see if it's a Springer or... well, there's no rev trigger. So it must be a Springer of some kind. But who cares? That looks awesome. That is the perfect canvas for paint jobs. And I think I'm going to have to give that a try. Maybe add a couple of ray gun-esque things and details to it to make it pop a little bit more. Oh my god. Again, 2 incredible looking blasters. I really hope they come to the UK because I want them. I want them. Lovely stuff there. Okay, so now that everybody has disappeared because of the Nerf chat, don't worry, Nerf is over. We're going to go back to normal. Our regularly scheduled program. Oh, I need to get to the point where I need to cross my legs to sit comfortably. And in turn, my legs will go numb in about 5 minutes, which will make me reposition myself again. And of course, some more of the good stuff. Oh, yeah, that was something else I needed to check. Let's go to Flickr one moment. So another thing we can discuss is Brick Railway Builders podcast episode 10. It has been a while since I've done one of those. 2 months, in fact, and that is not a good thing. I have asked a couple of people on Flickr if they would be willing to be a guest. Has anyone replied? No. And even then, a certain reply I'm waiting for hasn't come through despite a certain action taking place. For God's sake. Right, okay. Sorry, I just need to get rid. Okay, very well. Well, in time, we will get some more guests for the podcast as well. There are a number of people I would like to. Again, I've messaged about, what was it, 6 or 7 people that I follow on Flickr. No replies yet. Then again, I did only send the message today. And yeah, it'll be good to get some more episodes going again. And I do have a backup crowd, which is basically this lot. And I'm pretty sure they'd be keen to do my podcast instead of the attempt at the club one, but that's besides the point. Anthony Bortiz, hello, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm half an hour late. Oops. No worries at all. We still got half an hour to go. Well, 35 minutes really, because yes, we've been streaming for half an hour, but I tend to start a few minutes early to make sure the stream is set up properly. So don't worry, you're not really, well, I would say you haven't missed anything, but a lot of stuff has been discussed already. But if anybody in the chat has any questions, feel free to go for it. And anybody who has come and gone, something I built recently. I'm going to be showing this off for the next few weeks. Don't worry. You won't be, well, how do I put this? You will be fed up of this after tomorrow, probably. But yeah, that's a thing I've built with some videos on the way. Oh, yes. Questions from chat, if you have any, go for it. Of course, nothing personal, keep it to the hobby things. And yeah, we'll just keep the conversation going. It's nice to come back. Will you do Smith movies and see if he will come back to the Lego Train mock community? I think he has fully moved on. He hasn't shown any signs of life in the hobby since his departure about 2 or 3 years ago. He is a man who is much more focused on animation now rather than anything else. So if I go to me, what was the last thing he posted on Flickr? Oh, pardon me. So, last uploaded 43 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I think he's been gone for a while. And he was a man who liked railways too. I mean, he definitely had some interest, but he's just moved on. He found what he truly loved. He found his calling in animation. And a couple of snippets that he posted online, he definitely knows what he's doing. So yeah, I mean, this is his. I think this is what you would call a dark age. So maybe in a few more years, Isaac will come back to the hobby and just probably come out of like 3 new models and be like, so yeah, my dark age is over. I'm back now, and that will be when I'll try and get him on. He'll probably come back to the club as well because he used to be a member. And yeah, that's pretty much the only answer I can really give. I don't have the ability to just bring him back. Again, I would love to do an episode with him because he influenced so many people. And I've said this before, it was Isaac who, or Smith Movies rather, who popularized and pioneered the use of model lining tape. Once he used it and we all saw, you know what, that actually looks really good, other people started doing the same thing. So he's made an impact on the hobby, but he's left it behind. Isaac, please come home. We miss you. There's a bunch of other people I want to get on the podcast too. I have sent a message to British Bricks and to Glenn Holland in particular, basically inviting them to appear on the podcast because I would love to have them on. They are some incredibly talented builders. And yeah, I mean, the only thing I am concerned about with those two is because British Bricks lives in Australia, so the time zones are going to be completely out of whack. The only way I could really do a live recording session with him, well, live in the sense that we're both awake at the same time, is if one of us is basically still awake at like 2 a.m. and the other one gets up early. Yeah, it's going to be difficult in the sense that I still live with my parents. I don't know what his living arrangement is like, so I think I need to make sure that I'm still awake. Like now, basically, obviously everyone else in the household is still awake. So when I'm doing all this, I'm recording the podcast, There's no loud, annoying sounds to really be concerned over. So, yeah. And with Glenn, he lives in America. I don't know where. I want to say Pennsylvania, but again, can't remember. So there is going to be another issue with time zones, but I think that's going to be much more generous. So, yeah. There's a lot to try and figure out still. But it's whether they want to be on is a completely different story. I need to take those two off. Is there anything else I can discuss? An upcoming Lego show, I can definitely talk about that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I'll bring up that too. Okay, so speaking of the podcast, just before we carry on to something else, the Brick Railway Builders podcast was a testing ground for something I wanted to do for the club. Now, the idea was to actually, I'm going to link this in the chat as well because this was I need this to get some kind of attention. There we go, the club channel. So the idea was to do, like I did with the podcast, an interview series for the club members. My podcast has received some good attention, and whilst my personal channel has more subscribers than the club channel, it doesn't take away from the fact that my podcast is performing better just because of that. I think because my podcast is a bit more generic, so to say. And when it comes to the club, I do have to kind of go by some rules. I have to get things checked before I can commit to anything. So yeah, after almost 2 months, the actual planned episode I wanted to do has only just hit 60 views, which is shocking. It's a massive flop, and that's a real shame. So because of that, I'm actually going to be asking club members if they want to just come onto my podcast instead, because the club one just failed. It's still up there, and it was a very good episode to go and listen to. It's like a bonus episode for the podcast series, but it's not something I can personally use, which is, yeah, oh well. And the other thing, when it comes to Lego shows, at the moment I have 2 Lego shows on the horizon. So one is on the 3rd and 4th of June, which is Brick Express, back for the 3rd year in a row, hosted by Gert Lug at the Avon Valley Railway. It is basically my hometown because, of course, being the Lugs Lego train person, my layout is going to be the star attraction, and it has been for the last 2 years as well, because, of course, a railway layout at a railway, it fits perfectly. And of course, Bristol Brick Show will be coming up at the end of the year in November. I believe it's 18th and 19th, but more details are still being figured out, so nothing has been confirmed yet. But at the same time, keep an eye out because Bristol Brick Show is the biggest one of the year for Bristol, and it was so good to do last year. So much space, so much to see. It was so good. It was so exciting. So yeah, 2 more Lego shows are absolutely happening. There will be a few more in between those 2 ones. The next one, of course, is Brick Express. But between the one that's in the Brick Express, which is the beginning of June, and Bristol Brick Show, which is mid-November, there's definitely space for 1 or 2 more shows in that time. There is, oh yeah, speaking of, there actually is a 3rd one. So July 15th, a 1-day show here in Bristol, which at a museum called Concord, which supposedly holds the actual Concorde plane. Bristol, let me just confirm this one sec. Because this is something I had no idea about. Bristol Concorde. The new home? Yeah, okay. So it is going to be a 1-day Lego show, which is held there, but with more of a focus on models that have a STEM sort of moving parts sort of theme. And what's really cool is I've never been to this museum where the Concorde is being held, but there's supposedly a room dedicated to wheels in motion. And if you look at Lego trains, wheels with piston rods, oh yes, that fits in very well. So yes, I think I know where I'll be going, and it's going to be a very interesting day because I will be learning where this is to begin with. The fact that it's in Bristol is quite remarkable, and just overall, it should be a very good time because there's so much going on at once to keep your attention whilst you're there, and that's what makes this show sound excellent. So between this show, which is in mid-July, I think it's the 15th. I want to say 14th and 15th because we do have the day before to actually set up, which is good. But yeah, so we got 3 shows confirmed on the way. Again, all the finalized details will be coming out in due time. Wait for me to kind of make a post to say next Lego show I'm attending to. That's when you know, okay, this is actually happening. But yes, it's all very exciting. Oh, my eyes. Sorry about this. Oh, what's happened? It's not an eyelash. It's just itchy. I need to be careful because I'm one of those people who one time I remember going to bed one night and my eye was a bit itchy, and every now and then during the night I would just be rubbing my eye trying to get rid of this itch. Wake up the next morning and it's completely swollen, and it didn't go down for a couple of weeks. Once that was going down, the other eye was starting to swell. I was like, oh my god. So after the course of like 3 weeks, that all finally got sorted. But it was, yeah. Ever since that, I've been very careful when it comes to itching my eyes. I don't actually rub on the eyelid anymore. I kind of rub upper. I like try and stretch the skin in such a way where it kind of gets rid of that itch. Yeah, it's a bit weird like that. Ow is the right word. Well, not so much ow. It was ugh. Yeah, more ugh than ow. The sad part is I live in the north of England, so I can't go to Bristol Brick Show. There are people who went to Bristol Brick Show last year who were, I remember not seeing but overhearing a couple of couples who were from Europe. I think one of them said they were from Germany and another from the Netherlands. It's like, oh, people are coming from different countries to come see this show. Evidently, it's a massive show, so it kind of makes sense and it attracts a lot of people. Thousands and thousands of people came through the doors for Bristol Brick Show last year, which is just incredible to see. So I definitely get it because, yeah, even with what it is, having to travel so far to go to it can be a pain in the ass. Yeah. So I don't blame you there. Oh, more diesel fuel. I just remembered another Nerf thing I can talk about because everybody here likes Nerf, don't they? So, in 2019, Nerf released the Icons series, which is a series of blasters that were from the original N-Strike line that were basically remade and updated with modern internals, and just as like a 50-year celebration, 1969 to 2019. So that was 4 years ago. 4 years later to today, one of those blasters is now finally in the UK. The Icons line never came to the UK initially, but the Icons Stampede has made it to a toy shop in England, in my hometown, basically. Now, it's again the Stampede, which is cool because the Stampede was a very cool blaster. It's currently £70. Now, I'm not going to buy it for 70. If someone else buys it for 70, good for them. I know they're getting a fun blaster and they will have a good time with it. But chances are, in a few more weeks, that price is going to go down. And if I can time it right, where the price has gone down to, let's say £40, not quite half price, 40, £35 maybe, then I will go for it. If I miss it, fine. I'm not exactly gonna complain or think it's the end of the world over, oh, this blaster I know I would want, but someone else got to. Whatever, it's fine. It would be good to do a review for it. I would definitely love to do an updated combos episode for the Stampede using the Icons version, because, well, the Stampede was the very first Nerf blaster I did a review video of on this channel. And, well, that goes with the combos as well. The first ever combos video I did was of the Stampede. And that was 4 years ago as well. So, having an updated version and a good excuse to do an updated version, cool. And I can have a good jokey fun time video of the original Stampede versus the Icon Stampede. Uh, identical blasters, but which one do you go for? So yeah, there's definitely some fun to be had. I can definitely get a few videos out of it as well, which is it's like an extra bonus. But if I don't get the Icon Stampede again, it's fine. It really is fine. Push might come to shove, and I might tempt myself into buying it whilst it's still 70. I have bought, what was it? I bought the Flip 64, the Flip 32 when it was about, what was it originally, like £62, like soon after it first came out. And I thought, you know what, it's a good blaster and I want it. But obviously soon after the price went down. For God's sake. Yeah, so timing is not the best, but I've learned from that. Of course, this is why I'm now saying I do want to go for it, but I want to wait for the price to go down. Not a lot of people are going for Nerf blasters these days because they're not exactly exciting, but I know what I'm looking for. It's there, so it's just, okay, let's go for it. So at the moment in the UK, Bank Holiday Monday is tomorrow, so chances are that toy store is going to be closed tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is basically on Tuesday, I'm going to go in and have a look to see how things are going. If the price has gone down, well, again, it's been maybe a week, if I remember correctly, since it came out. I don't think the price would have gone down straight away, but it's good that every now and then I'll come and I'll check on it. If it doesn't go down, then yeah, it's just a matter of playing the waiting game then. But that'd be cool. It would be nice to try and get that if possible, because the Stampede was a fun blaster, you know? Rock Band Hyena says, I used to have a blaster that kind of looks like a shotgun but fired 2 darts at once. Can't remember the name, but damn, it was cool. Was it a break action blaster that had shells? Like 2 individual dart shells? Or was it one, well, you said it fired 2 darts. So maybe it was that one? Well, if you don't remember the name or even what it looked like, but so yeah, I won't be able to really identify that. Nathan also says, I'm in Wales right now going to the Tallyclyn Railway. Ooh. I do want to see if I can try and make it to Audrey Extravaganza 3. If it was just normal basic darts, being elite, okay. Do I have it here? Was it this one? This doesn't take shells, this just fires darts. It's a shotgun, fires 2 darts. Was it this one? I'll be amazed if I got it. Like, you just reply in a second saying, yes, it was that one. Seth Briggs, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? I am doing wonderful. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Who knows what time it is down there in Australia? I'm going to try and find it. I'll try and find a pic. Well, if you don't remember the name, then well, just type in Nerf shotgun and go from there. Go to the Nerf wiki. That's your best bet. Yeah, so we have 15 minutes left of the stream. If anybody still has any more questions, then please feel free to ask them. Of course, nothing personal. Keep it all to the hobby focus. 5:45 a.m. The Rough Cut. Ah, fair enough. Rough Cut is a good blaster. It's one of the blasters I never really went ahead with getting. And I am tempted, well, I'm way late on this, but there is a video I could have done for the Warden versus the Rough Cuts, because when Elite 2.0 came out, oh, pardon me, the Warden was basically the successor and the replacement for the Rough Cut. Now, a versus video could have been done, but I just never got a rough cut. So sadly, that's a bit out of, well, not impossible to do, but it's just, you know, just 5:45 a.m. though for Seth Briggs. That's ooh. I'm assuming you're getting up that early for work. I've got class at 7:30 to study for final exams. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. At the same time, whenever I hear, I got a student watching my live streams or my videos, well, mainly the live streams because it's more unique interaction. I've got class, I've got to study. I don't miss those days. Oh, to be in working life and no longer in school. Oh, it's good times, I do miss school. And whenever anybody says they miss school, they miss the socializing that people have with you go in, you meet your friends, that was a good time. This is a duck. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. How are you? So good to see some more people tuning in near the end of the stream as well. But a good lot of people come in today. This is really cool to see. Because again, this is my first live stream in 4 weeks. And it's just cool tonight, cool to see everybody coming in. I miss my school so bad. I don't. Again, the socializing I definitely miss, but at the same time, it sucked ass. Going through all the, I could not go, like, if I had the power to go back and do it again, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. This is one of those fascinating things, saying that, let's say you could go back in time a few years and do what you did again with the knowledge you have now. It's such a cool thing to think about because you could hustle big time. You know what's going to happen. You know what people are like, and you know what will and won't matter. So you can make better decisions. Many people seem to miss school but not miss classes. Well, that's the point. The classes themselves were a drag, but it's the social aspect. You go and see your group of friends, like a dozen people, when when you come in. Hey, it's Luke. How you doing, man? Like that. So yeah, I'm trying to remove sixes from a presentation. I need to submit at midnight. Lost 30 already. Was it with I was never one of those students who, oh my god, my submission thing is due for midnight tonight. I was never that student. I handed something. It may not have been the best, but I handed everything in good time. So I'm off school on Tuesday because of strikes. Oh yeah, fair enough. Well, then again, you said you live in North England or North UK. At least in England, do you remember, what was it, like a month and a half ago? It was strikes galore. Jesus. Kumata, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How you doing? I was a very lazy as a college student. I was not. I was going to say a spoiler, but I won't. A certain podcast spoiler, Ooh. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation talking about going back to school with the knowledge that you have. My proudest lazy boast is getting an A on an exam about the 12th night without actually reading it. You got an A on an exam on 12th night? About 12th night. Oh, okay. So you got an A on an exam about a book you didn't read. Fair enough. The only books I ever read were books that we had to read in English. So, Of Mice and Men was, I think that's the only one you ever remember. But Jesus. It was meant to be extended by a week, but they haven't updated it online. Yeah, I get that. I remember having to hand things in online, and once the deadline was done, that was it. You missed your chance. Tough luck. Even if it was supposed to be updated, if that online one didn't update, oh well. So just gonna be safe and finish it on the original date. Yeah. Seth also says, I've been starting to get back into the Lego train hobby, hoping that W1 will help with that. You know what? That's a good idea because the W1 was on my. I've just read your latest comment. I'll get to there. So I have built a LNER W1, It was the third Lego train I made the 7 wide design. This was in January 2020 when I finally stepped out of building 6 wide stuff and just thought, yeah, 7 wide is the way to go. And eventually 8 studs wide. And the W1 would be a very, very cool model to try again with. I think I would do it all with black wheels for a good look, because I think I got rid of a bunch of my I got rid of a bunch of my grey wheels recently, actually, to a clubmate. So yeah, a W1 might be the. I want to still make the pannier tank, but a W1 with all in detail as well. It's not impossible. Then again, fellow clubmate, the owner of Breckland Bricks has made an LNER W1, and that is a gorgeous model. So I don't think I will really make my one, just knowing that he's made his. Not in a sense of I don't want to rub shoulders with him. It's probably the sense of I know what I've made, and yes, I could definitely do a better attempt, but he's made one, and I love that instead, you know? It was English literature A level, centered mostly around 12th night. We spent 5 months, 5 months studying it. Okay. And Seth says Luke hasn't read our Bible. Do you mean the Bible or a? Because there isn't there a Thomas and Friends Bible, like the Hit Era Bible, or something like the Railway Series Bible, or something like that. There is a fandom Bible, and everyone's saying hello to each other, which is very lovely. Community members all there. And yes, Joe's W1 is a gorgeous model. Let me try and find that now. Again, I can't show this on stream because I don't have the setup for it. Spring Bricks W1. That is not at all. Railway Series Bible. That's what I'm thinking of. And no, it's not a book I have seen. You never wanted to use my picture. That's a bit of a shame, really. Okay, fair enough then. How did I go? I remember that for the longest time. Other projects he's had in mind. His P2. Get a bit distracted here, but I will find it. Oh, he's made one in green. Oh, he did make a green one. Where's the grey one? There it is. So on his Instagram, I'll tell you what. Let me do this. You couldn't not hear that. The frustrating thing about living here. That's quite common. Where were we? So yes, Brooklyn Bricks on Instagram. Have a look at his models because he is a very good builder. Yes, Kumatsu. Nyawn indeed. And it's so good seeing models. Again, this is the kind of model I know I can build. The only thing is, I never give myself the patience to really go ahead and make it. I don't know why I haven't, because again, I know I can. So there is a couple of differences there too. Oh, I see. You know, 4 shots of our gear. Yeah, but then I'll probably just stick to that. That is a gorgeous model, though. I don't think I will make a W1 again in the future, but it's definitely a good-looking logo. Heard that loud and clear. My neighbor is usually dead silent. Fair enough. But yeah, every now and then. It's normally a car engine. Moped bikes like that, not quite as common. Did I show my progress on my prairie model? You have shown some work in progress pictures of your physical prairie. But if you've got anything new, yeah, post it in Discord. Having a look at that. let me just come out of there because that's its own thing. I want to build the 9F Black Prince. I have built a 9F before in the past, and I honestly think that would be a good model to retry again, because when I built mine at 7 studs wide, it looked good. When I tried to upgrade it to be 8 studs wide, I ruined it. The tender was given a good hefty upgrade, but I didn't do the, sorry, itchy back. I didn't do the boiler any justice. It was a very lazy rebuild. So another 9F, I think in black as well would be quite good, because you almost always see them in dark green. And whilst building with dark green is fun, you know it's BR green and it's just boring, you know. So yeah, if you're going to be building a 9F Black Prince, very much keen to see that. Right then, folks, we have reached the 1 hour mark. I think it's time for me to begin to sign off. Ah, it was good to do a live stream again. It was really good to do one of these again, and these will be coming back at a more regular time. So if you weren't around at the beginning of the stream, I will be just to quickly repeat a personal life update. I will be starting a new job after next week, and basically I will have my evenings back. And with the evenings being free once again, being able to record videos and do these live streams will become easier for me to do. Now, I haven't done live streams in the past number of weeks where it's basically been me live streaming me building something, because I didn't really remember to do so to begin with. I mean, it is what it is. But there's definitely opportunities for me to live stream more so in the evenings, just to do more of these, because these were really fun, and they still are fun. And seeing that a lot of people are tuning into this one, now that I've got a much bigger audience than ever, it's still only 4,300 subscribers, but still, that's a lot of people who care about what I do. And with the dozens of people that tune into these live streams every time I do these, it's all the more encouraging to keep going. So yes, thank you for the congrats on the new job. It's well overdue, and I got out at a very good time. So yeah, in the description you will find links to all of my social media pages, Instagram, Flickr, and of course my second YouTube channel. On my second channel, which I haven't really touched in a while, but every now and then I will be coming back to it for some potential new projects. That is the home to everything I do that isn't Lego trains and Nerf blasters. So I've done toy reviews, some prop reviews, some ideas for things, and of course my Full Arts Britannia story. There is a lot of stuff here that is very good to watch still. So if you want to see some more Luke Triton action that isn't the main two things I focus on, got another channel to go and watch and subscribe to. Also, of course, is the Discord server. If you're not in the Discord server already, get your ass in there, because it is a very good place to be in order to chat with like-minded fans of Lego trains and Nerf blasters. And we're just going to move straight on and pretend that my voice didn't break just then. All these YouTube videos, I've done so much talking, my voice is really starting to go. That's okay. I've got diesel fuel. One last look at this beautiful thing, because I can't help it. My tablet is lag. Okay, there we go. No more lag. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful Lego model. Love it so much. And that is pretty much it. There is nothing left to really shout out. Well, shout out to all of you lots, because you are so much fun to be around. You are so cool. And I love that you are all here to be able to continue to join me on these projects and watch me grow for these past however many years. So there we go. Thank you all ever so much for watching, everyone. It has been an honor to do these live streams again, and I look forward to my new chapter in life after next week, where I get my evenings back. Like, yes, gonna be so good. Right, thanks again, everyone. It's time to go to bed.